How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelated Pumpkin, and in today's video, I'll be talking about all the new Home Depot Halloween 2021 animatronics. Now, this is a very exciting video to make, since I am so excited for Home Depot this year. They have so many good animatronics. They're definitely on par with Spirit this year once again, so I'm very excited to be taking a look and discussing them all with you today in today's video. So I guess this really doesn't need any more explanation, so I guess without any more hesitation, let's jump right into it. Starting out with our first prop, which is probably going to be the most popular this year, is the 12-foot giant Inferno pumpkin skeleton. Now, originally I said I didn't really like this guy too much. There's a little bit something off about him. I still kind of feel that, but he definitely has grown on me a lot. So the problems I have with him, I'll just restate them here, even though I already said them in a previous video. His eyes are just a little bit too far apart. They look a little bit weird. I don't like the effect they chose in the digital eyes. I think they should have done like a flaming digital screen or something like that, not these eyeballs again. His legs are a little bit too long. I think he should have had a little bit of a bigger torso. And his pumpkin head, I don't like how they chose the whole skeletal look for him. They should have done something that looked more like a pumpkin creature. Even though he does, obviously he is a pumpkin creature, I just don't like how they used the generic skeletal look for him. But overall, he's grown on me a lot. I love those flickering flame effects in his chest plate and his mouth. I think that looks awesome. I really like those. I think his hands look pretty cool too, how big they are, and I think they're fully posable. Which is really cool to see as well. And I think overall his face mold looks a little bit better than it originally did from those original stock photos. And overall, I think he is a pretty solid, gigantic prop. I know he's going to be extremely popular this year. I don't know if he'll be as popular as the 12-foot skeleton because he's $50 more, but I do think he is still a very cool prop to see. And definitely, again, he's grown on me a lot. The next prop we have to take a look at is the Dark Angel. Now, I think this is an awesome cemetery statue prop. It just looks great in my opinion. Another one of the best ones from Home Depot this year. Just awesome. I think I do like him a little bit better than the Skeleton Man, or the Pumpkin Monster, I mean. But I do like this guy quite a bit. He's a little bit pricey, though. I think he's like $250 or $300. For Home Depot, that's extremely expensive for something like this. But he does have those flapping wings, which look awesome. His head-to-head motion is fine, I guess. I love the color changing lights here. They look great. It really fits the prop well, and I just love the way they look. His phrases are pretty cool too. We only heard like one of them, but his voice does sound pretty cool. I love the sword. There's so much detail in that sword. It looks fantastic. Overall, I think his clothes are a bit basic, but I think this is a great prop. One thing that could be improved is maybe the face mold, but I do think it has this very ominous and creepy look to it, just being like this blank human face. And overall, the Dark Angel is pretty awesome. My favorite part is definitely those wings. I like how they're feathered wings and not really like bat wings. Those look awesome, and I love the way they flap as well. Just a very, very solid graveyard prop. The next prop we have is called the Haunting Ghost Bride. Now, this is one I do like a lot, even though it is a reskin of the Techie Toys Lady in Grey or something like that, or the Ghost Lady we had at Party City for the Halloween 2020 season. I do like this one a lot, though. The details are a lot better than the Party City one. I don't know which one I like better, to be honest. The Party City one was just more of a generic ghost, while this is obviously a really creepy-looking bride. I do like the light-up eyes here a lot, and I think the animation is great on this one, just like it was on the Party City one. I do like how the veil, you could remove it up, or you could have it down or up. Overall, the face looks great. I love the blood or black liquid coming out of her eyes. Even though it's painted on, it still looks awesome. There's just something really creepy about this one that I like a lot, and I think this one is probably better than the Party City one. There's just a lot more details. The flowers she's holding are pretty cool as well, and just overall, I think it is great. The audio is the same as the Party City one, so there's not much change there. I do just overall love the way it looks. It's better than the Party City one, and I think for a bride prop, this is awesome. We don't get many of them, but when we do, they're normally really good, and especially this one, without a doubt, is no exception. I really love the details. It looks great in my opinion, and I think it'll probably be an online only. I'm not sure, though. It might not be. And for $100, you really can't go wrong here, especially. I'm pretty sure this one is only $100, which is a great price, to be honest. Overall, I think this will probably be pretty popular, even if it is an online only, and I do like it a lot. So that's pretty much it for the Haunting Ghost Bride. Next up, we have probably one of the best props from this year, Ferry of the Dead. This thing looks incredible. This has to be one of the best Pan-Asian creation props ever made. I absolutely love this one. It is incredible in my opinion. So I guess I'll just break this down by parts. Let's start with the character actually standing in the boat. This thing looks incredible. I love the light up face on it. It's so good. The detail there is incredible. The face looks so ominous the way it lights up. I love the red light in there. Now, the cloak he has on is really cool, too. It's very detailed. It's not just like a solid black color. Instead, it's like has multiple colors mixed in, and it looks fantastic. Now, the paddle he's holding, I do wish it had an end to it with an actual paddle on it. Otherwise, it just looks like he's holding a big stick, which he pretty much is. Again, there's no paddle there, which is kind of annoying. But it's just a very minor little nitpick. Now, for the boat itself, it looks incredible. There's so much going on in it. I love how the passengers sit inside. There's 2 little skeletons it comes with, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. I love the lantern on the back as well. I love that little detail. In the front of it with the skull molds and the skull sculpts on there, they look amazing. I absolutely love the way this one looks. I love the LED eyes on the skull as well. And just overall, this is a truly, truly incredible prop. Next up, we have the Grave Warrior, which is definitely my favorite out of the medieval props for this year. Again, I'm not a very big fan of the medieval stuff at all. It doesn't feel Halloween to me very much, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like all the medieval stuff, especially from Home Depot this year, since there's a lot of it, kind of drags down their whole lineup a little bit. But if there's anything good out of the medieval stuff, it is definitely the Grave Warrior. Now, this is definitely not one of my favorite props, and again, I don't like it that much considering it is medieval, and that's just not really what I like. But I think this one is great, especially for being medieval. I think it is definitely the best out of all the medieval stuff. So let's just break them down. First of all, the detail in his clothing and suit and his armor look amazing. It's so detailed. Incredible job on Home Depot for having so much detail packed into his armor. It looks great. I love the chainmail design they have on it. Instead of just being a solid black color, it looks great. More realistic. I love that. His axe he's holding is incredible. It's gigantic. I kind of wish he was holding it with both hands, though, in like a diagonal way. It just kind of looks weird, him holding it with one hand, especially because it's so big. So I kind of wish he was holding it with both hands. I feel like there could have been something a little bit better there. Overall, his face looks amazing as well. I love the way his face mold looks. It's so unique, especially for just being a skeleton. It looks very unique. His helmet is also awesome. I love how he actually has a helmet on. And it's a pretty unique helmet too, not just a simple knight helmet. It's more of like a Viking helmet, which I really like. And overall, I just really like this one a lot. I won't be getting it. Just a very, very good prop. The animation here is also really nice. It's something I want to touch on. It's a lot more than I was originally expecting. I thought he would just have simple mouth animation and maybe turn his head from side to side. But no, his whole body moves, which is definitely a good surprise for me. I loved seeing that. And yeah, overall, the Grave Warrior is awesome. Again, the details, the animation, his face, pretty much everything about this prop is awesome, especially because it's medieval. Next up, we probably have my least favorite prop out of their entire lineup this year. I just really do not like this one at all. She's called the Queen of the Underworld, and to be honest, there's not much good about her. I feel like I praised this prop a little too much in my original video where I just went over the photos, and seeing it fully, it just does not look good in my opinion. The mouth, for one, looks very stupid. They should have just used a latex face, but I think this one is made by PAC. Also, the $200 price tag does not help this one out at all. I think this one should have been $100, like in most years where PAC life sizes were just $100. The one thing I will praise is the amount of detail in her clothing and dress and stuff. That is a whole lot of detail. I really like the way it looks, and I love the little skull designs fit in there as well, just hidden in the details there, which are awesome. That's pretty much the only thing I like about this prop. The whole character is kind of dumb. Again, this really harkens to the medieval stuff. I'm not a big fan of that. I just really do not like this one at all. The staff she is holding is kind of cool, I guess. I like how it lights up. That's another positive, I guess. But overall, this is one of the worst props from this year out of pretty much all the stores. And definitely not the worst, but we've definitely seen a lot better from Home Depot. And this one is definitely not one I will be getting or pretty much liking at all. Why would I get it if I hate it? But I don't hate it, I should say. I just don't really like this one. It doesn't fit my whole theme or anything that personally I like. Again, medieval stuff, not a big fan of. And unfortunately, we got a little bit too much medieval stuff from Home Depot this year. I'm just going to knock out all the medieval props now, and right now we have King of the Underworld. Now, again, I'm just going to start by saying I don't like this one very much. It is better than the Queen of the Underworld, but this one is still not very good in my opinion. Again, I will say what I like first, though. I love the zombified look he has. That's one of my favorite parts about this prop, if the only favorite part, and I think his detail in the clothing is good. But now back to the main reason why I don't like these guys. Again, they're medieval. They don't fit what I like for Halloween personally. I don't think they match Halloween very well, since medieval horror stuff or skeletons that are medieval pretty much fit any time of year, I guess. Like, they just don't fit my idea of Halloween personally. I don't think this one, again, I think this one is still better than the Queen of the Underworld, but there is not that much I like here. Again, he does have a latex face, though, and this is SVI, I believe, so that's a pretty big plus in my opinion, since the latex face does look a lot better than the plastic one on the Queen. But overall, I don't think this one is good at all. I just don't like it. I don't know. Again, you could argue about it in the comments, but in my opinion, I think this is another one of the worst ones for this year, especially from Home Depot. Now, listen, I'll give the last two props credit, since they did have a lot of originality to them, but this one is easily the worst out of the lineup, and I think this is just a terrible prop in general. I am so tired of seeing these silly-looking witches that aren't creepy at all. They're just really stupid-looking, and honestly, I hate them a lot. The spell-casting witch is easily the worst prop from Home Depot this year. I honestly hate it. I'm so sick of these kind of witches. Honestly, the only witch prop I like is Witch of Stolen Souls from Spirit Halloween. That one is actually creepy, and it looks great in my opinion. This thing sucks. I hate this so much. I know I'm being ultra negative here, but this one is just not a good prop at all. I doubt this one is going to sell well either. It just looks so stupid. The book it's holding is fine, I guess. I mean, we've seen so many spell-casting witches holding books before, and they all suck in my opinion. I'm so tired of seeing these terrible witch props from SVI. I mean, I don't know if they sell well or something, but I don't understand why people buy these. They're so stupid looking. I guess for maybe more kid-friendly Halloween stuff, but this is just one of the worst witches we've seen in a while as well. I hate this thing. There's no detail at all, pretty much. The face looks awful, and I just think this is a very stupid and dumb and ultra-generic witch prop, since pretty much all of them are the same stupid things. Now, here is one that is definitely getting a lot of attention, or two, I should say. These are the Pumpkin Twins. I absolutely love these two. They are great. There's so much good about these guys. Even though they are little 3-foot characters, I absolutely love these. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for them to be any taller since they're supposed to be little kids. But there's just so much I love about these, so let's break them down. First of all, the face molds are incredible. These just scream like Tim Burton to me. I love the cartooniness and the creepiness of them at the same time. They look great. The detail in the face sculpts are fantastic. I do love how they're holding the trick-or-treating bags as well. Those look great. And also the mouth animation came as a huge surprise to me. I thought they were just gonna their heads would turn from side to side, and it would just they wouldn't have any mouth animation at all. But I do love the mouth animation. Even though it is all they do in terms of animation, I think it's fine. It looks great in my opinion, and I just really love how these turned out and how they look. The little costumes and suits they're wearing definitely look like pilgrim outfits almost, but I have no problem with that. I think the rest of the details look great, and there's really no problem with the suits. I'm saying they look fine, but overall these things are awesome. The phrases, I don't know, I didn't really hear much of them. All they said was trick or treat, I believe. I think the voices they chose for each one are fine. Not the best, but they're still pretty cool. Overall, these are just great little 3-foot characters, and they're $80, which I guess makes sense since typically a 3-foot character costs $40 and you're paying $40 for each, so it does make sense for it to be $80, but I absolutely love how these guys came out, and they just look awesome. Now here we have the fan favorite of the year, the man-eating plant. Now, I really do like this guy. So many people love him and already probably pre-ordered him. Personally, I think he is a really cool prop, and it's finally nice to see a man-eating plant prop for once. I know we never had an animatronic of a man-eating plant. Maybe there's one done by like a professional prop company or something, but I know we haven't had one like this before, which is really cool to finally see since, again, we never really seen anything like this before. I absolutely love the way it looks. I think it looks very good, a lot better than the original stock photos. It looks more high quality, except for the bottom jaw, which is a big problem I've seen him have, and a lot of people are talking about this. It is made out of this super thin plastic. You could literally see it like jiggling and shaking here. It looks like that thing is about to crack any second, which is a really big disappointment. I wish he just had the good quality plastic like the top of his face. Hopefully if the final version, I doubt they're going to fix it, but if they ever come out with another version of this, hopefully that problem is fixed and it is more thick plastic. But overall, I love the way it looks. So let's break him down. The animation, for one, is awesome. I love the mouth movement he has, and also the lunging motion came as a huge surprise. Sure, it is not a jump scare lunging motion, but that little extra animation adds so much to this character, and I really love it a lot. Him standing at 6 feet tall, and just from this image alone, or from this video, you could tell how big he is. He looks huge, which is really cool to see, especially for him only being $130, I believe. I think that is a great price for him. Now, probably my biggest complaint, and a lot of people's complaints with this guy, is his phrases. They are terrible. I don't know why they made him talk. They should just had him have chomping sounds and like maybe bug sounds in the background since he's a plant. Overall, though, I do think he's great, and even though the audio sucks, I think pretty much everything else about this guy is pretty cool. I do really like his face, how that looks. I think it looks great for like a Venus flytrap creature, and overall, he just looks awesome. Now here we have the Inferno Scarecrow, which is just a simple recolor of the Flaming Scarecrow sold at Home Depot last year, and I have to say this recolor is definitely for the worse. The green color here does not look nice at all. I think the original color scheme looked so much better, just being those burlap colors. Even though it popped a little bit less, I think it fits the character a lot better and looked a lot nicer. I don't like the green color they chose either, and how much they used of it. There's really nothing to break up the color besides the burlap tied around his neck, and it's just not good looking is what I'm trying to say here. It just does not look good. I'm really disappointed by this since I was planning to get the original version and I just never ended up getting him, so I was hoping he would come back the same this year, but unfortunately they changed him for the worse. But if I'm just judging this as if it was like the first time we saw him and he wasn't a recolor, again, I think the Flaming Scarecrow in general, no matter what color he is an incredible prop, and I love it so much. But again, this recolor just kind of ruins him for me. But in terms of what he actually does, it's awesome. I love the swiping jump scare. It looks great. I remember seeing it in person, and I just thought it was so cool. And most stores, they deactivated it because they're afraid of it hitting people. And also the face mold is incredible. That's probably one of my favorite looking scarecrows of all time. And just overall, I think the normal like the base one that's not recolored is perfect, and this one, again, still a big letdown seeing him be changed like this, but still a great prop nonetheless. Since we're on the topic of reskins and recolors, here is a recolor / reskin of the Jack in the Box sold at Home Depot last year. Now, I still can't decide which one is better in my opinion. Obviously, there's a lot more blue in the other one, and I think the box coloring looks nicer here. I'm gonna honestly have to say I do like this one a little bit better. I like his hair, and obviously, the colors here I think are a little bit better. Other than that, there really isn't much to say. It's still the same Jack-in-Box we know already. If I'm just going off how this prop actually is, I think it's pretty cool. The phrases are not very good, but the size of it is huge. I remember seeing him in store. He's just a gigantic prop in general, and he is still pretty cool in my opinion. It's cool to see him back with new colors, and again, overall, he's just pretty cool. Here we have another one of my favorites for this year from Home Depot, being the Inferno Reaper. Now, this is an awesome Reaper prop in my opinion, probably one of my favorites. I love the way this one looks. The animation here is great. He moves from side to side. Mouth animation and his head also moves from side to side, I believe. It looks great. I love the design of this one. The scythe, it looks awesome. I love how it's like a spinal cord at the top. That is such a cool little detail. I'm very upset they didn't use the flame effect that is in the Rotten Flaming Pumpkins, that in the chest plate. That's a big letdown for me. Obviously, this one is made by SVI, though, so they're not going to do much there. Also, I believe his head does move up and down, like he looks up and down, sort of, kind of like the new Grimm prop from Spirit Halloween this year. I think the design looks fantastic here. The details and molding looks fantastic, and it is interesting to see that he does move side to side, especially with him holding the scythe. That's a very interesting part about this prop. Other than that, he is a pretty basic Reaper, but I do like the flames, like how he has this whole flame theme going on. I think they could have done it a little bit better, maybe gave him something a little bit more with flames going on, but I think it is still a very good looking Reaper prop and probably one of my favorites. Here we have a very unique prop, the Mad Scientist and Mini Mad Scientist, or as I like to call them, the Mad Scientist duo. Now, this is an extremely unique prop. Again, there's just so much creativity in the props for this year. Definitely one of the most creative and unique seasons we've seen in terms of animatronics this year from both Spirit, Home Depot, pretty much a lot of the companies. Absolutely love the way this one looks, so let's break him down. I love how this is a duo prop. I always thought that Pack having a life-size prop mixed with with a little one of their 3-foot props would always turn out great, and obviously here we could see that is the case. This one looks awesome. I love the little mad scientist. He looks funny, and he's obviously being tests and experiments are being run on him by the large mad scientist. It is cool to see another lab/mad scientist prop since we hardly see any of them, and it is really cool to see this. My only complaint is the price, obviously being, I'm pretty sure it's like $230 or something like that. This prop should have been only $140 or $180. Actually $140 since it is a little guy mixed with a big guy. Normally Pack life sizes are $100 and their little 3-foot guys are $40. So you'd think this would probably be around $140. I guess it does come with the electrical box, which obviously adds more since it does shake and stuff. But still, I think this one is a little bit overpriced for what you're getting. But nonetheless, this is a great prop, very unique, again, very creative. The creativity here is just awesome, and I really like this guy quite a lot. Here we have another Pan-Asian Creations prop being Frankenstein, or for copyright purposes, the animated monster, but obviously this is Frankenstein. Another great Pan-Asian Creations prop in my opinion. This one looks pretty cool. I love the design of it, obviously looking very close to the actual character of Frankenstein's monster. I love how the wires are actually going through his head. That's probably the most unique part about this. And I think overall he is a very solid Frankenstein's monster life-size animatronic. I can't really remember the last time we had a Frankenstein's monster life-size animatronic, and this one is great nonetheless, even though it's not officially licensed or anything like that. I think it is still cool to see, and I think it's just a very simple, classical Halloween prop with a classic Halloween monster, and I do like him quite a bit. Not my favorite prop for this year, not very notable, but still a really cool prop nonetheless. Here we have the Headless Horseman. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't have a video yet. They put the wrong one on his page for the website. It was an older Headless Horseman video. They probably messed it up or something. But here he is. This is the new 2021 version, another iteration of the Headless Horseman. I feel like we get a new iteration of the Headless Horseman from Home Depot every year. But I'm not complaining. I love the character, and this prop is definitely no exception. Probably one of my favorite standing ones. Definitely probably my favorite standing one that's not riding the horse. My favorite Headless Horseman prop is the one that rides the horse, but this one nonetheless is pretty cool. I love how the pumpkin has mouth animation. We did see that from that little teaser. That's probably my favorite part about this. The mouth animation looks really good on this one. And this also, his axe he's holding is gigantic, but it like really fits the prop well. I love how that looks. It reminds me of the ones that the Headless Horseman uses in the Tim Burton movie. It has a very similar design to that, except it's gigantic, which is really cool. And overall, this seems like a very, very good Headless Horseman prop. And I cannot wait to see what it says and does in person. And overall, I feel like this is going to be a good seller for this year, and I like it a lot. Here we have another very weak addition to the lineup this year, probably being one of the worst. Not as bad as the Spellcasting Witch, but still pretty bad. I think she's called like the Rocking Witch or something like that. Nonetheless, this prop is pretty bad. I don't hate it. I think it sucks though. It is pretty bad. I don't know why they have to have a rocking prop every year. I don't know if they sell well or something, but this one is probably one of the worst we've seen. I don't like it at all. First of all, her phrases suck. She sings Hush Little Baby, which sounds really bad. The rocking animation is terrible. She rocks like too far forward, and whenever she rocks, she pretty much crushes the doll that is sitting in her lap, which is kind of funny. The design of it is terrible. It's just the same witch face mold we've seen overused so many times now. The design of her clothes is pretty bad too. I don't understand why she couldn't have been like a little bit more detail there, but overall I don't like this one. I don't think it's going to sell well, and I think pretty much unanimously agreed this prop kind of sucks. Now, of course, I've saved the best for last. Three-Faced Jester of the Underworld. Now, by far, this is one of my favorite clowns, if not my favorite clown of all time. I think this is a truly incredible clown prop and prop in general, and one that I will be definitely buying this year. I love the way this thing looks, so let's just break him down. First of all, the creepiness of this clown is insane. One of the most creepy looking clowns we have ever seen. The detail here is phenomenal. There's so much detail here. Between his hands, the 3 masks he has, his whole suit, there's just so much going on, and I love it. His face looks incredible as well, and here's my problem with clowns. Most of them are super goofy and not creepy at all. This one is pretty much the complete opposite. I absolutely love the way he looks. Also, the masks are, as you can see right now, they're interchangeable, which is so creative. I love that so much. You could change out the masks. That's such a smart idea. An amazing job on Home Depot's part for coming up with that. So unique as well. Again, I absolutely love his animation. The animation here is great. He has so much movements. First of all, his tilting from side to side looks so fluid. The way he lifts the mask up to his face looks awesome as well. And his mouth animation, obviously, it's pretty normal, but it looks great on him. Overall, I absolutely love this prop so much. My one complaint is that the phrases are not that good, but that is a given with pretty much every clown. Even though we haven't seen from Spirit, we've been seeing clowns with pretty good phrases. I do not like this guy's phrases very much, but I can't really remember any other good. I can't remember the last time we had a clown prop that had like really good phrases, maybe except for like Waving Wally or something like that. But again, most clowns' phrases suck, so it's kind of a given here. But nonetheless, I absolutely love the three-faced Jester of the Underworld. Easily my favorite Home Depot prop this year, and one of my favorite props this year in general, and probably my favorite clown prop of all time. And I'm super excited to get him since he just looks so awesome. So that's pretty much it. We went through every single prop or every single life-size animatronic that is being sold at Home Depot this year. And I'm really excited to see a lot of these in person. It is going to be awesome. And I cannot wait to own the three-faced Jester. Well, everybody, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Let me know which Home Depot prop is your favorite this year. Again, I know mine is definitely the Jester. I cannot wait to get him. He's an awesome prop for a great price as well, and I just absolutely love him. So remember, be sure to tell me which one is the best in your opinion, and that's pretty much it for this video. Be sure to like and subscribe as always. Also, check out my Instagram and the merch in the description below. That helps out the channel if you buy some or if you follow me on Instagram. And with all that, as always, this is the Pixelate Pumpkin, signing out.